Alright, here is another 10 maps. We'll be doing Colonnade, Dry Sea, Cold River, Grave Through, gosh I hate this map, Villa, Shipyard, Plaza, Cemetery, Bazaar, and Gardens. Let's go.
Do not leave me. I'll take this vitality bloom. A veil of safety and security. Make this worth this extra delights.
My mana is gone.
Do not leave me. I'll satisfy. Resist the assault. A battle for the ages with exotic rewards to match. passion is about to grow. Grasp your mortality. A flash of pleasure. Overall too quickly. This will be a pleasing battle. Temporal tears. A flashing pleasure. I'll go too. Ah, this will be a most enjoyable trail of terrors. Oh, gosh. Do not leave me unsatisfied.
I shall avenge you, sister.
not up to that just yet.
A contest of wills and twin terrors. A cavalcade of violence awaits. Intermittent rage only knows rebellion and sweet deceit.
Okay, so let's do a quick review on the maps. First, we have Gardens. Gardens is basically a linear straight map. Okay, do not be confused by the maze inside it is actually just a linear straight map. It has a really good amount of monsters, alright. 642. However, I find that the map is actually very bad. Okay. First of all, it's because there are just too many walls. There are just too many walls, and you know, especially if you are playing a projectile build, this is definitely a no-go because all of your skills are just gonna hit by a wall, and you got to go to every single corner or section of the map, whether or not it is behind the wall or at the side of another wall. You have to go to that area, that small little area, and clear it with your skills, and it's really very bad in my own opinion. Okay. Next up we have Bazaar. Bazaar is actually just a white square map. Also a large number of monsters, 637 on average. However, it is also still very bad. Okay, it has too much walls. Okay, same, it is not efficient in clearing because the monsters might be hiding in some corners. Okay, the map is somewhat similar to Arcade. Okay, just that the map is, I felt that Bazaar is much bigger than Arcade. Okay, and yeah, because of so many walls and the small little corners in between or even in the middle of the map, okay, you will encounter a intersection where there are like small little areas that you can't really see until you really walk past them, and you realize sometimes monsters do spawn over there. Alright, next is Cemetery. Cemetery is just a very wide square map. It only has about 488 monsters. Alright, but it's good. Okay, it's really good. It used to be a very, very popular map. However, with the changes to the currency power, last time exalt is actually very is the more prominent currency that almost everyone used, but now it has been changed to divine, and this map kind of like dropped off a lot because the map actually does drop brother stash, which instantly gives you 5 exalt, I think. Okay, I can't remember, but yes, this is just a one card for like multiple exalts, and it's really good because it's just wide, it's very easy to clear. You can do every single link mechanic inside, it will not hinder you, and yeah, the boss is also just very simple. Okay, it's just very simple. You just gotta queue it very fast. There are no phases, and yeah, you can just go on to the next map. I think there's really nothing much to say about Cemetery. Plaza is a white square map. It has only 500 monsters on average. Okay, however, it's, even though with the slightly lower monster count for a bad map, in my opinion, this is just no. Then again, there's just too much walls. Okay, the map can be a little bit complicated. It's a little bit like you doing Uber Lab, that kind of layout. The map is complicated. There are like a few levels. Sometimes there can be like a higher level, and then you go to a lower level, and then you go back to a higher level. Right, so probably 2 levels. There are also some corners, but as in to check, but really the real problem is just there are just too much walls hindering you and blocking you, which takes up too much time, especially when you're trying to map more efficiently. Alright, next is Shipyard. So Shipyard, we have a white and square map. Alright, so roughly there's about only 454 monsters. Alright, I would actually label this map bad. Okay, honestly, I feel that I will label this map bad, but some of the players actually deem this as just average. The reason why I deem this bad is because, first of all, there's really no real good cards over here, and secondly, it's only 454 monsters. So if I were to do this map, I would rather farm for City Square or some other maps, right, which is much easier, much simpler, much straightforward. And yeah, it has almost nearly the same monster count. So yeah, other than that, there's actually some walls, but honestly, it is still decent. The walls are only blocking a little bit. Okay, next we have Villa. Villa is a linear map. Okay, it's also a straight map, and it has a massive amount of monsters, so more than 600. It is, if I remember correctly, alright, this is the only map that drops the Sephiroth card. Okay, if you do not know what is the Sephiroth card, let me just show you a quick one. It's actually this card that drops the 10 Divine Orb. Okay, so this is the only map and only the boss drops this. Okay, so it does not mean that the monsters drop this, only the boss drop this, and you might get a chance to get this divination card. Alright, and so yeah, I've labeled this as average. So there are actually doors, alright, so which means doors actually have more clicking. And honestly, yes, if not for the divine cards, right, I will actually rate this map as bad. Okay, because I have actually ran this map a few times. It is not very common that you actually see this card. I would, if I were to label them as common, uncommon, rare, I think it will be under the rare section. Maybe tier 2 rare, that kind. Yeah, it's very, very uncommon, but yes, you do get the card. Okay, it does exist. And it's actually a very straight map. Okay, honestly, it is not complicated. It looks a little bit like the Act 3 boss area. Alright, but no, it's not, oops, sorry, it's not really that complicated. It's just really very straightforward. So yep, okay, and next is Grave True. It's a white square map. It has about 580 monster count, and it actually has Brother Stash. I can't really clarify this because I don't really have a good source of evidence for this. I didn't know that Brother Stash actually does exist in Grave True, but nonetheless, I would just rate this map as very bad. Okay, if I can rate this map even worse, I will rate it even worse. Okay, the map, first of all, the map is just too big with 2 levels. It takes too much time and it's really very annoying. Okay, how do I say, there are like 2 levels and you have to clear both of the levels. So there is one on the ground area and it's already very big, and there is one on the second level. It's just like you can go around in either anti-clockwise or clockwise direction. Alright, so yeah, I will actually like have to go in a circle on the top direction, the second level first, to clear all the monsters, and then I will have to go down to the ground level and clear them. Okay, the map is just very big. If you were to see my gameplay videos, you will understand what I mean. Okay, the boss is fine actually, but the map is just way too big and it takes too much time. Like, who will want to actually do a map that goes round the map itself twice? So you have to go one on the upper level and go one on the lower level. It's just too time consuming. Okay, and next is Cold River. So Cold River is a white square map. Okay, it has about 626 monsters, so that's really quite a lot. And I've rated it average. The map is just very big. Okay, the map is just very big and very wide. The boss is always located at the top right, so it's actually quite simple and straightforward. That's why it's average. Next is Dry Sea. So Dry Sea is I will label this as a linear semi-wide map. Okay, it is still square. It has about 569 average monsters. And for me, right, I was debating on whether to rate this map average or bad, but I decided to rate it bad. Okay, my decision came from this. The map is way too big. Okay, but the monster density just does not really justify it. So for a wide map, right, I will actually expect it to be like more than 600 monsters actually. Okay, because you are doing a wide map, you are doing a very big map. Eventually you just want to kill more monsters to accommodate for the time taken going round the whole entire map, right? But apparently the map is only like below 600, slightly 600. You can see from the statistics here, sometimes I get 580, 550 and slightly below, and then there's a 590, so it doesn't go above 600. And for me, right, for a big map, I think this is bad. Right, yeah, it just doesn't justify it, and the time taken to run the map is actually quite long. Alright, last is Colonnade. So Colonnade is a white square map. There is like 569 monsters, so same as Dry Sea. There's Dire Anguish and the Patient apparently, so it's just an average map. it is very horizontal. So you start somewhere, let's say on the bottom level, right? There are actually 2 levels, but the bottom level is just a very short pathway. Okay, so the map is very horizontal. You can just go into one of the direction, either left or right, and you will know, you'll start to realize that as you go in deeper, right, if there is no dead end, you realize you're going into the direction of the boss. So it's just really that simple. You can just how do I call it? You can just turn one round. You can just go one round, as in go to the top side and just follow the edge, or just the, yeah, just basically the edge of the map, and you will actually meet the boss. Right, so it doesn't matter whether you go left or right, eventually you still complete the map really very easily. It's not complicated. Alright, so what do you guys think about these 10 maps? Let me know. Okay, that comes to the end of this video. So if you have any questions, do join the Discord and I will try to answer your questions. And if you like my video, do remember to hit the like and subscribe button. I will see you in the next one.